Imagine a day where throwing paint at strangers is not only allowed, it's expected, where the entire country becomes one giant, colorful battlefield. Welcome to Holi, the festival that proves the whole world needs more color. Our story begins over 1,500 years ago in ancient India, with a demon king named Hiranyakashipu. This king was so powerful, so arrogant, he declared himself a god. He demanded that everyone in his kingdom bow down and worship him. But there was one person who refused, his own son, Prahlada. This young boy worshipped Lord Vishnu instead, and no amount of threats could change his mind. The king was enraged. He tried everything to kill his son, throwing him off cliffs, drowning him, even letting elephants trample him. But Prahlada survived every attempt, protected by his faith. Finally, the desperate king turned to his sister, Holika. She possessed a magical shawl that made her immune to fire. The plan was simple but cruel. Holika would sit in a blazing fire with Prahlada in her lap. She would survive. He would burn. But here's where the magic happened. As the flames rose higher, Holika's shawl flew off her shoulders and wrapped around Prahlada instead. The demon aunt burned to ashes, while the faithful boy walked out untouched. Good had triumphed over evil. And that's why, even today, the night before Holi, massive bonfires light up India, a reminder that no matter how powerful darkness seems, light will always win. But wait, there's another story behind those colors. And this one is about love. Young Krishna, one of India's most beloved gods, had a problem. His skin was blue, a beautiful, divine blue, but he was self-conscious about it. You see, he was deeply in love with a girl named Radha, who had fair, golden skin. One day, Krishna complained to his mother, "Why is Radha so fair while I'm so dark? Will she ever love someone who looks like me?" His wise mother smiled and said, "Why don't you go color Radha's face any color you want? Then you'll both match." Krishna loved this idea. He sneaked up on Radha with colored powders and playfully smeared her face with blues, reds, and yellows. She laughed and chased him, grabbing her own colors to paint him back. Soon, all their friends joined in, and the first color fight was born. The lesson? Love doesn't see color. And when you're covered in every color of the rainbow, what does it matter what shade you started with? This is why Holi is also called the Festival of Love. It celebrates the playful, joyful side of devotion and friendship. Now here's something most people don't know. Every color thrown at Holi carries a hidden meaning. It's not just random paint. Each hue tells a story. Red is the color of love and fertility. Traditionally made from red hibiscus flowers or red sandalwood, it represents romantic love, marriage, and the life force itself. When someone smears red on your face, they're blessing you with love. Blue belongs to Krishna. It represents the divine, the infinite sky, and the deep ocean of consciousness. Blue powder is a prayer, a way of invoking divine protection and bravery. Yellow comes from turmeric, that golden spice that's been used in India for thousands of years. It symbolizes knowledge, learning, meditation, and peace. Yellow is the color of spring flowers and sunshine. It means happiness is coming. Green is for new beginnings, harvest, and nature's rebirth. It represents life, growth, and harmony. When you throw green, you're celebrating spring itself, the season when the world comes alive again. Orange is pure energy. It's the color of the rising sun, of fire, of enthusiasm. Orange means optimism, the belief that today will be better than yesterday. And pink, that's pure joy, unfiltered happiness. The color of flowers, of laughter, of celebration for celebration's sake. When you mix them all together, when every color becomes one rainbow blur on your skin, that's the point. Unity in diversity. We're all different colors, but together, we create something beautiful. So let me take you through an actual Holi morning, because it's controlled chaos at its most beautiful. The night before, those bonfires we talked about light up neighborhoods across India. Families gather, offer prayers, sing songs, and roast snacks in the flames. It's a night of cleansing, burning away the old year's negativity. Then, dawn breaks on Holy Day. People wake up early, and I mean early, like 6 a.m., dress in their oldest white clothes, because, trust me, these clothes are never going to be white again. Some people even wear clothes they plan to throw away after. By 7 or 8 a.m., the streets come alive. Kids ambush their parents with water balloons filled with colored water. Friends hunt each other down with pichkaris, those colorful water guns that look like tiny cannons. Everyone fills buckets with colored water and loads up bags with dry powder. And then someone makes the first move. Maybe a handful of pink powder gently rubbed on a friend's cheek with the blessing, Bura Namano, Holy High, which means, don't be offended, it's holy. That's the signal. Game on. What happens next is impossible to describe without experiencing it. Imagine hundreds of people in the streets, all friendly enemies in a color war. Purple powder flies from rooftops. Green water balloons come from nowhere. Someone dumps an entire bucket of yellow water over your head. You retaliate with orange. Strangers become friends. Old friends become family. And here's the beautiful part. All the normal social rules disappear. A 5-year-old can smear color on a grandparent's face. Rich and poor play together. That strict teacher from school? Fair game. Your boss? Today, he's just another target. Caste, class, age, gender. None of it matters when everyone's covered in the same rainbow. There's music everywhere. Traditional Holika Geet songs blasting from speakers, drums beating, people dancing in the streets, even though they can barely see through all the color in their eyes. And the food. Oh, the food. There's gujia. These crescent-shaped pastries stuffed with sweet koya and nuts, deep-fried to golden perfection. Thandai, a milk drink loaded with almonds, pistachios, saffron, and sometimes a little bang, which is, let's just say, it makes the celebration even more relaxed. There are malpuas, sweet pancakes dripping with syrup, dahi bhala, lentil fritters in yogurt. Every home you visit, they feed you. By noon or 1 p.m., everyone's exhausted, drenched, covered head to toe in every color ever invented, hair stiff with dried powder, colors in places you didn't know could get colorful, and absolutely, completely, ridiculously happy. Then comes the cleanup, which is its own adventure. Some colors wash off easily, some don't. That bright pink might be your new hair color for a week. But nobody minds. It's a badge of honor. The afternoon is for visiting. You clean up as best you can, put on fresh clothes, and go from house to house visiting friends and family, exchanging sweets, sharing stories about who got colored the worst, laughing about the morning's chaos. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting. Holi escaped India. It started with the Indian diaspora, people who moved abroad but missed home. They'd gather in parks in London, community centers in New York, beaches in Australia, and recreate that holy magic. But then something unexpected happened. Non-Indians started joining in. Because here's the thing, you don't need to understand Sanskrit or know the legends to understand the universal language of joy. Today, you'll find massive holy festivals in over 50 countries. In Nepal, it's a national holiday celebrated just as enthusiastically. In Mauritius, nearly half the population celebrates it. In Trinidad and Tobago, Holi arrived with Indian workers over 150 years ago and became part of the culture. But the West took it and remixed it. Color runs, where thousands of runners get doused in powder at every kilometer. Holi raves, where EDM DJs perform while cannons blast colored powder into crowds of dancing festival goers. These aren't traditional, but they captured that core Holy spirit: color, joy, unity. Some purists say these commercial festivals aren't real Holi, and they're right. They're missing the prayers, the legends, the cultural depth. But maybe they're also spreading something important. The idea that we all need more color, more play, more reasons to celebrate being alive together. The powder has changed too. Traditional Holi colors came from natural sources: flowers, herbs, minerals. But modern synthetic powders can contain chemicals. So now there's a whole movement back to organic colors, making sure celebrations don't harm skin or environment. What hasn't changed is the feeling. That moment when you realize you're covered in colors and so is everyone around you, and you're all laughing and nothing else matters. That's universal. That's human. That's why Holi traveled around the world. But let's dig deeper, because Holi isn't just about fun and Instagram photos. It teaches us something profound about being human. First, it's about forgiveness. In the days before Holi, there's a tradition called Holi Milan, seeking out people you fought with, people you've hurt, people who've hurt you, and making peace. You say, "Let's forget it," and mean it. When Holi morning comes, you color each other's faces as a sign that the grudge is gone, washed away in color. Imagine if we all had one day a year where we had to forgive everyone. What would that do to our hearts? Second, it's about equality. This is huge. India has struggled with caste systems for thousands of years, rigid social hierarchies that say some people are worth more than others. But on Holi, none of that exists. When you're covered head to toe in the same purple, pink, and yellow powder, when your expensive clothes are just as ruined as everyone else's, when the billionaire's son has green hair just like the street vendor's daughter, what's the difference? For one day, we're reminded we're all just humans playing in colors. Third, it's about letting go of control. Think about it. We spend our whole lives trying to stay clean, organized, proper, dignified. And Holi says, forget all that. Get messy. Let someone dump a bucket of colored water on your head. Roll in the mud. Be ridiculous. Be childlike. Remember that joy matters more than dignity. Fourth, it's about seasonal wisdom. Holi comes at the exact moment when winter dies and spring explodes. When flowers bloom, when birds return, when the world literally becomes more colorful. It's celebrating nature's reminder that after every period of cold and darkness, color and warmth return. That's not just about seasons, that's about life. After every hard time, joy comes back. We just have to stay alive long enough to see it. And finally, it's about spring itself, that yearly miracle where dead-looking trees suddenly burst into green, where flowers push through hard ground, where everything that seemed finished comes back to life. Holi says, you can come back to life too. You can bloom again. It's never too late for a new beginning. That's why Holi has touched hearts worldwide. Because underneath all the mythology and tradition, it's speaking a language every human understands. You deserve color. You deserve joy. You deserve to play. You deserve to forgive and be forgiven. You deserve to start fresh. And maybe, just maybe, you deserve to throw some paint at someone you love and laugh until your stomach hurts. That's Holi. That's why a 1,500-year-old festival still matters in 2025. Because we still need these reminders. Maybe now more than ever. So this spring, find your own colors. Create your own joy. And remember, life is too short to stay clean and sensible all the time. From ancient bonfires to modern music festivals, from good defeating evil to love conquering insecurity, from Krishna's playful paint fight to millions of people worldwide throwing colors at each other every spring, Holi reminds us that sometimes the most profound truths are also the most joyful ones. See you next time, where our balloon takes us to new adventures.